My name is Garrett Sims. We have a very special episode of Sports Timeout for you this week as I sat down with two-time defending state champion Emily Bischoff to talk to her a little bit about her upcoming season and everything going on. Thank you to Emily for her time, and also, with that being said, let's get into the episode right now. Before we start this episode, we want to give a special shout out to the Bank of Odessa for supporting Sports Timeout. Bank of Odessa has been locally owned and operated since 1880. They have 4 locations, 2 in Odessa, 1 in Oak Grove, and 1 in Lamont. You'll find them at bankofodessa.com, member FDIC. My name is Garrett Sims. I have a very special guest. We have two-time state champion Emily Bischoff joining me today. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, of course.
So kind of get this started, I just want to ask you, when did you kind of start wrestling, and what was the thing that you liked most about it?
I started when I was in 5th grade, actually, because there were so many boys in my grade telling me that girls couldn't wrestle, and it really made me mad. And I wanted to be able to kind of do the stuff my brother did, so I decided to join. And I actually really hated it my 5th grade year because I was on a team of full boys, but I kind of liked having something that was just like me, and it was different, but it was hard, but it was just rewarding, being able to do it.
And let me ask you, when did you start, when did a girls' team, did they have one in middle school, or did that take later on? Was that just a high school thing?
In middle school, it grew a little bit. A lot of my friends joined. In high school, I think my freshman year was the first year that, the girls had their own separate team, so it kind of grew a lot. I think it got to, 21 girls by my sophomore year. It went from, 9 to 20, which was really cool.
And, what's kind of your passion for wrestling, and what does it mean for you to be able to do it?
Man, I think it's just, challenging myself, being able to say I did these things, and, it's a lot of fun. I like being with all the girls. I like, just, kind of that mental challenge, but being able to push past it, and, I don't know, you just feel accomplished, going to all those hard practices, and there's so many different things you get to learn through wrestling. I keep thinking I've, done the best I can, but then I keep, learning new things, So, I don't know, I really like it for that.
And is there, any lessons or, advice with, getting better and better that, maybe the coaches have told you that you really like?
I think just having, an open mindset. And, at tournaments, they tell me just kind of, a goldfish mindset. You're not going to win every single match. I think that was the biggest thing my freshman year. I was so nervous to, win matches. And it's not about, winning the matches. It's, how you go about them and trying your best. Because if you try your best, there's nothing else you can do. So, I think that's one of the biggest things. And just being open to, learning new things, being open to criticism.
And, as we kind of get into the season, how do you prepare yourself and how do you kind of lock into that mindset that you want to be at?
Well, got to start the cut now, so it's not terrible when I get into wrestling season. But I just think kind of just discipline, going to the gym every single day, going to at least a couple practices a week before a season starts, and just being able to have, a neutral mindset, I'm not going to win every single match, but I don't want to go in there negative and just be oh, man, this sucks, I'm so nervous. But just being what's going to happen is going to happen. I just got to have fun with it is the biggest thing, I think.
And I just kind of want to ask you, is there any, teams or opponents that you face a lot or facing more than any other?
That's hard. Oak Grove's always a big one just for anything. I don't know, it sucks because, girls' teams are, so small, so when we duel, we don't really get that much to duel. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think there's anything.
Was there any, matches in the past couple of years that really stood out to you or, was one of your favorites that you vividly remember?
I'm trying to think. State has always been a big one. I think Wonder Woman 2 years ago, I had lost a few and I thought I was almost going to be out, and I had to work my way all the way back up into placing because I hadn't even placed the year before. But I think state is one of the biggest ones. I think the one that stood out to me the most was winning state for the first time, just because it was so surreal. I didn't even come close the year before, and then working with my coach that year, getting a better mindset, really just pushing myself to everything, and I just couldn't even believe it happened. It didn't feel real after that. I cried for probably an hour after that.
And just to kind of ask you, what was it? Was there one thing that kind of switched in between your freshman and sophomore year that kind of, what was that?
I think it was my mindset mainly. My coach has said, she's I see such a difference in the way you wrestle. I I wanted to try. I wanted to get better. I wanted to go to more practices. I was going to the gym. I really just wanted to push myself to go to the next level because I knew I had it in me. I think I was too scared to of what would happen if I tried a little more.
What's wrestling season like for you? And I just kind of wanted to ask you, what are some of your goals and what are you looking to improve on this year?
I think wrestling season is going to be fun this year, but a little sad at the same time being senior year. I think my biggest goals are to just have fun with it. It can be really mentally challenging with cutting weight and just the practices are really hard, but I think finding a joy to I get the opportunity to be here, I get the opportunity to wrestle, I get to push myself to these limits. So I think this year I really want to win Wonder Woman. We'll see if that happens. It's a really big national tournament. Obviously I want to win state again, but I think I can do it. It's a little stressful trying to repeat again, but I'm just excited for what the year brings. I got to think about college and if I want to do it and everything, but yeah.
Well, and I was going to say, when is the Wonder Woman tournament? That's a little bit sooner in the season, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's after Christmas. It's kind of
Christmas.
Right around Christmas, yeah.
And so we'll be rooting for you there.
Yeah.
And, just kind of ask you, what's maybe some of your favorite overall memories, maybe with teammates and stuff like that you have over your career wrestling?
I think my sophomore year, they were like, if we make it to state, we're all going to dye our hair, our underside of our hair red for state. And me and all my friends made it. So we all had red hair. And it was just a really fun team bonding moment. Or I think winning conference was a big thing. And duels are really hard. It's a lot of pressure. But I think we can all come together and it's really fun. There's just so many practices. Me, Bella, and Wiley, we call ourselves the Ultimate Live Group. Because we always go live together. But they're my best friends and we do everything together. And we have a lot of fun at the hotels playing games and stuff like that. So there's a lot of fun aspects to it outside of all the hard stuff.
And I just kind of want to ask you, how would you describe your wrestling style? And I know there's different matches and stuff like that. Are you into Greco or do you like freestyle? What's kind of your style?
Well, I've done folk style basically since I was in 5th grade. This past year, I just started freestyle. I don't know why I was so scared to get into it, but I tried it out this year. So I did freestyle state and I won. I did national duels and I did Fargo, and it was a lot of fun. It's a different flow, but it was really cool. And I got to meet new coaches. I made a lot of friends from different states and from all over the state. But I definitely think I like folk style more. It's a lot more, I think, just technical, and I use a lot more strength, I think, when I wrestle. But it's nice learning all these new skills so I can kind of incorporate that as well.
Awesome. And I just wanted to ask, was there any leaders or role models on the team at any point, when you were underclassmen or even before that when you were in 5th grade? Was there anybody that you kind of looked up to?
I think I always, not anyone older than me, but I think I always look up kind of to Bella and Wiley, They always push themselves, every single practice, and they really just set a good, example for the team. They're always encouraging everybody else. They're really nice, and I just love the way they push themselves. But, especially my coaches, it's Coach A, having a girls coach was really, really nice, and she pushed us, my freshman year, I was like, why is she so mean? But I realized, she's just trying to push us to our full potential. So I think she was someone I really looked up to when I was starting out.
And, kind of ask you a little bit about your leadership going into your senior year. What do you kind of want to help your teammates with? What do you want to teach them as you finish up your senior year?
The biggest thing is I want them to have fun. I think that's what helped me. Before my matches, my coach was like, just go out there, relax, and just have fun with it. So many people stress themselves out, and they're like, oh, I'm going to lose this all for the team, or I'm so scared to lose this match. I beat her before, and they just get in their heads. And I think the biggest thing is, to enjoy it. You're not going to get this experience again in a couple years, but I also want them to be able to push themselves. You shouldn't be scared to try. You're going to be in this room no matter what, so why not push yourself to your best abilities?
And I know you talked about it a little bit earlier, but you are the defending 2-time state champion. And so what's it going to take for you to stay on top this year and keep that going?
I think the biggest thing is, not defeating myself mentally. In practice, I need to, keep going. I need to drill with the best people, go live with the best people, and just push myself to everything I know I can do, get over all those mental blocks. I think wrestling is so much mental, and once you can unlock that, it's almost just like, what have I been doing this whole time, like, so I think just, morning practices, lifts, staying on top of everything.
And when you guys go down to Columbia and go to compete down there, is there a favorite thing you have about that? Like, is there a team thing that you guys do, like a team meal or anything?
Oh, after we state is over, we go to Texas Roadhouse, and I mean, we all feel sick because we haven't eaten in so long, but like, it's so nice when we're at state, we're like, literally one more weigh in, and then we get to go eat as much as we can, and I mean, I feel sick every single time. I think a couple girls have thrown up when we go to Texas Roadhouse, but yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite things.
And, like you said, senior year, what's one thing you're going to really miss about OHS wrestling?
I think just the family. There's so many people that support me through the school. Like my team is very supportive. They're all really good. I feel like I can talk to any of them about what's going on if I'm stressed about a match. My coaches are there for me even when it's not wrestling season. Even Van Hookie, who's left, he's really supportive and he still asks about it. Or all the teachers, they'll tell me like good luck or everything like that. So I think it's just a big family, and it's going to be hard not knowing any of these people anymore, not being able to wrestle with my best friends either, which is really hard. But
And kind of ask you a little bit about your future, and I don't know if you want to wrestle at the college level, but I just wanted to ask you, what are you kind of looking at as you finish up your senior year? What do you want to do? Mm-hmm. Just kind of ask you a little bit about that.
I think I'm going to try and wrestle in college. It's gone back and forth so many times, but when I think about not wrestling, it just kind of makes me sick. I'm like, who am I going to be like without wrestling, Like that's been a part of my life for so long, so I can't imagine like that not being there anymore. My brother, when he stopped wrestling, he did jiu-jitsu and all that, and his friend Tyler has done fighting. So I think there's other aspects to it, but I really want to continue it at a bigger level and see what else is out there.
Is there any degrees you're thinking of right now? Or any schools either?
I'm not sure about schools yet. I have to look into that, but I think I'm going to go the pre-med route, so probably a degree in biology. So it'll be a lot going to college doing all that, but I'm excited.
That's awesome. And anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just thanks for having me. It was a good time.
Well, thank you for joining me. This has been our guest interview with two-time defending state champion Emily Bischoff. We are here at the end of Sports Timeout with Emily Bischoff, our guest. Can't thank her enough for coming in here and sharing her time with me. Make sure you're picking up your copy of the Odessian to make sure you're getting all the bits and pieces of sports information we are not mentioning on the podcast, as well as local news and government information. I can't thank you guys enough for listening. We hope you guys have really enjoyed it.